So I've cooked meat over fire and coals using an Asado rack that I built out of rebar, and it worked really well, but it has some limitations. So today I'm going to build an Asado cross to cook in really the same way, but I'm going to add an element to it that most Asado crosses don't have that's going to allow for a more controlled and even cook. I'm going to use these really scavenged pieces of metal that I had around the property from old projects. This is an old trailer stand that I built a few years ago. This is a rack, a bottom leveling rack off a jetted tub that we took out of the house, piece of rebar, some old pieces of pipe that I had laying around. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, the first thing I have to do is get these pieces cut apart. They're welded here. I'll have to deal with this epoxy that was used to attach it, to glue it to the tub. I'm just going to use this angle grinder, see if I can get into those spots and get these cut. Wish me luck. Okay, so I've got these all cut apart. Didn't turn out too bad. I didn't cut too far into it to get those welds out. But I do have to deal with all this epoxy that's on here. So I got out my grinder. I'm just gonna fire that up. Let's see if the wire wheel will take care of that epoxy, and then just grind down some of these rough edges. Yeah, all right, so we've got all these separated, ground down. They should be good. So this is gonna end up being, one of these is gonna be the spine, and these are going to be the cross sections that we attach meat to at some point. So it'll be like this. But for now, we need to design a way to attach this spine and this rack to the base. And my thought is I'm going to cut, I wanted to articulate back and forth. So here's my thought. I'm going to cut just some little collars off of this, and I'm going to weld it, one here to this side and one here to this side. Okay, so I got that. I got these two pieces cut. These are going to be the two collars that I put in there. I'm going to cut a piece off this. But here's the idea. I'm going to weld one here, one here. This half-inch piece is going to go in between these, or inside these two. I'm going to weld this rebar to this, so then it'll swivel back and forth inside that tube. So this is kind of an odd thing to use, but I used a bottle cap that I found to shim this up so that it's, somewhat in the middle. Centered on the pipe. Yeah. Okay, that looks middle-ish. Get this right here. That'll work out. Well, yeah, there we go. One of these will be the spine. Now it can slide right down on the hood, and it will move back and forth. I need to find the center point on this. We got 49 inches is close enough. Yeah, 24 and a half. Okay, so this is what needs to fit through there. Got it. Okay, so this is what I was hoping to accomplish. Challenge with like just cooking on a rack, that one side of the food may get cooked before the other may, it's closer to the heat, it's gonna cook faster. So I made this to where now I can spin it and flip those sides and cook each side evenly. Okay, well, it's welded up. Let's see. It's still hot. Let's yeah, I'm gonna grab some clothes. Hang on. Still hot. Let's see if this works as intended. Okay. This goes on here. This will move up and down. Yep. That's perfect. And if I want to rotate what I'm cooking, yeah. Yeah, you know what? That works. So, and the other thing, I can flip it, right? I can flip it around and cook the backside. So I can flip it around, cook either side, and rotate what I'm cooking. But I still need a way to lock this in place somewhere. Well, okay, I got it done. So the solution I wound up with to hold this in place is a chain that I had in the garage and some hook screws or hook bolts, eye bolts. That's the word. Eye bolts that I cut part of the eye out so I can get the chain around it. And so if I'm cooking something, I've got a rack of ribs on here. Let's say the top isn't cooking as much. I can flip it around and change that direction. And I can raise and lower it with this chain. If I want to cook the backside, I just spin it around and hook it on like that. Any position I want, spin it. Turned out pretty good. So I've cooked fire. I've cooked fire. Well, I gotta figure this out. Is it's too small. All right, I gotta drill a hole bigger.